So this is day 45, and I'm here with Wyatt. And I actually was gone for a week up to Canada for family stuff. So I came back and kind of spent the day with the boys, and you can see Y is like finally figured out scratching feels amazing. So I just spent some time here really giving him a good scratch. He seemed to really enjoy it.
Silly. He's silly. No more scratches. Oh, no more scratches. Okay.
So now working with Eton, and you can see kind of the big change. He's already much better, and he's walking to me. Give him a little reward. So I'm just asking him to follow a little bit. He has to think about that a little. And the cue that's kind of been working for him is when I stick my hand out and wiggle my fingers. Both Mustangs, Y and him, both kind of respond to that. So now I'm going to grab my rope. That was really good. Dropped his head down to that. I'm going to give him a reward. He's taking the reward much better now. So again, I play with that. There are times where he's good with that, and then if he starts to get too kind of worried and tense and he starts to gape for a treat, then I stop and go back to just pressure and release. Touching the right side. Again, give him a reward. And then giving him a minute. He wants to put me back in the left eye. But he's getting used to me being on the right side. Or getting better about it anyways. I'm going to go back and play with my rope work some. And then working on our stop. That was actually much better. Then he still gets a little nervous. Going back and reiterating the stuff that I worked on before I left. And this is really good. He's starting to level his head a little bit better. Now he's yielding the hind end, which means he's pushing the hind end away, and then I have the two eyes directing to me, which is important because if they go to bolt, and then if you can get them to respond to yielding the hind end, then you can stop. So just like right here, how he's wanting to go forward, I'm asking him to yield that hind end, and it can stop that forward motion, and then they can't pull you. If they can turn their head away from you, then they can they're clearly stronger, so they'll take that rope. So it's just kind of important trying to lay that foundation there. So now backing away, giving him a moment. Coming into the right side, that's a big difference, big change. Working with the rope on this side. So he was really good visually. It wasn't until he heard the sound of the rope hitting the ground that he had a reaction. And again, he wants to go to the trot, so we're just working on trying to get a little bit more relaxation here. That was pretty good. Again, going to the right side. He wanted to leave, and I was able to catch him with my body, so that was actually a good little catch. So then I'll give him a reward right there. There he goes. He stood nicely. Take the pressure away and walk away. He was able to take a deep breath. Give him another treat. I'm practicing working with two hands, so one hand on the halter and then one hand on his body. And then give him the reward. And then working with the rope. That was really good. Now again, changing sides to the right side. Got a little worried about the rope, but that's okay. Then I backed away. Gonna give him a reward. He's gonna get pretty heavily rewarded. Well, as much cookies I have. You see I have to bite them in half a little bit for relaxing, dropping his head, coming to me. Then here I'm playing with a little bit of a backup. That was good. I'm starting to be able to use more pressure, which is nice. And he did a nice walk circle there while I'm adjusting my rope. And now I can start to increase a little bit so he's able to trot. The trot is getting much more relaxed, so his head's dropping down. He's got one ear on me. And then I can ask for the yield. It was very good. So I went to reward, and he went to get a little uptight, so I just backed away, and then when he relaxed again, I gave him the treat. Now I'm going to ask him to back. That was really good. And just give him a second here. Then asking him to walk. Again, his head's much more level. Now I can increase for the trot. I'm having to actually add a lot of pressure to get him to trot, which is nice. And I'm just going to keep on asking until I can get that nice trot circle. So I figured I'd throw the rope on him a little bit so I can play with it and help for when he gets a little stuck. I can flip that rope and then ask him to yield. And you can see it's like in between his hind legs, and that's really good. He's not really reacting to that. He gave a lick and chew and stopped, so I was going to give him a reward. He's suspect though. So there, I touched his face and then rewarded him. So now, since kind of the rope's a little bit on the belly, just going to play a little bit with that pressure and release and see what I can get. And he's doing that really nice. And we had a little bit of a distraction, so my husband popped out. And that was actually really good for him because he didn't just run to his corner. So that was a really good change right there. So I opted to stop for right there. Good day.